She was the nurse trusted with the most fragile lives. Today, she is branded Britain's most notorious child killer. Lucy Letby was sentenced to 15 whole-life orders for the deaths of 7 infants and the attempted murders of several more. But now, new evidence and a wave of expert opinion threatens to unravel everything. Was she truly a serial killer or a scapegoat for a failing system? Stay with us as we break down the timeline, the evidence, and the fierce debate that could change this case forever. Lucy Letby was born in 1990 and began working at the Countess of Chester Hospital after graduating in 2011. She was seen as dedicated, quiet, and compassionate. But between June 2015 and June 2016, tragedy struck. A sudden cluster of baby collapses and deaths hit the neonatal unit. 7 infants died. Several others collapsed without clear explanation. Administrators noticed a disturbing pattern. Lucy Letby was on duty during every one of those incidents. Coincidence? Or something darker? At the time, the hospital faced staff shortages, poor equipment, and heavy workloads. Independent reviews later highlighted unsafe conditions, but suspicions grew. In 2018, police arrested Letby for the first time. She was rearrested in 2019, and in 2020, she was charged with multiple counts of murder and attempted murder. The trial was set to begin, and it would soon become one of the longest and most high-profile in British history. But what exactly convinced the jury she was guilty? Let's look at the evidence. In October 2022, Lucy Letby's trial opened at Manchester Crown Court. The prosecution presented a circumstantial case, but one they said was overwhelming. Number 1, presence on duty. Letby was present during every suspicious collapse. No similar events occurred when she was absent. The defense countered. She often volunteered for extra shifts, skewing the statistics. Number 2, methods of harm. Experts testified that babies were harmed by deliberate injections of air, insulin poisoning, or physical trauma. 2 infants had abnormal insulin results. A potential smoking gun. The defense argued that such biochemical findings could be explained by natural causes or testing anomalies. Number 3, the handwritten note. Police found a note in Letby's home. On it, she had written, "I killed them on purpose because I'm not good enough to care for them. I am evil, I did this." The prosecution called it confession. The defense called it despair. A nurse overwhelmed by guilt and grief. Number 4, witness testimony. In one case, a doctor testified he found Letby standing near a baby whose breathing tube had been dislodged. The infant's oxygen levels plummeted. Was she caught in the act, or simply in the wrong place at the wrong time? The defense painted Letby as a scapegoat. They pointed to chaotic conditions, understaffing, infection outbreaks, and poor training. They stressed the lack of CCTV, forensic evidence, or eyewitnesses to any harmful act. In August 2023, the jury delivered its verdict, guilty of 7 murders and 6 attempted murders. The judge imposed 14 whole life sentences, later joined by a 15th after retrial in 2024. But almost immediately after the trial ended, cracks began to show. Was the evidence really as strong as it seemed? Letby appealed her convictions in 2024, claiming the judge admitted flawed expert testimony, that one prosecution expert was biased, and that the jury was not properly directed. The Court of Appeal rejected every argument. With no normal routes left, her legal team turned to the Criminal Cases Review Commission, the last resort for claims of unsafe convictions. But the CCRC process is slow, and decisions can take years. Then, in 2025, came the twist no one expected. An international team of experts challenging the very foundation of the case. In February 2025, an international panel of 14 neonatologists and pediatricians, led by Canadian specialist Professor Shuley, released a 698-page report. Their conclusion shocked many. We did not find any murders. All deaths and collapses could be explained by natural causes or suboptimal care. They disputed every major element of the prosecution case. Number 1, air embolism. The idea that air could be injected into the stomach through a tube and cause collapse? Medically impossible, they said. Number 2, insulin evidence. The biochemical results were inconclusive. Antibodies and natural fluctuations could explain the abnormal levels. Number 3. Natural causes: sepsis, bowel obstruction, ventilation problems. Conditions common in preterm infants were ignored. Number 4. Statistics. The panel criticized the focus on Letby's shift pattern, saying the analysis exaggerated her presence and overlooked other explanations. Letby's new barrister, Mark MacDonald, called the findings a lifeline. For the first time, she had major medical voices backing her claim of innocence. But victim families' lawyers hit back, calling the report flawed and dismissing the experts as outsiders trying to rewrite history. 2 juries, they argued, had heard all the arguments and still convicted. If you want to stay updated on the biggest twists in medical crime cases, hit subscribe now. Your support helps us keep bringing you the stories that challenge everything you thought you knew. Meanwhile, the case widened. In July 2025, police arrested 3 senior hospital managers for suspected gross negligence manslaughter. Investigators are probing whether management failures, not Letby, contributed to the baby deaths. At the same time, the Thirlwall Inquiry continues, examining how the hospital handled suspicions and whether systemic failings were ignored. Its final report is expected in 2026. But crucially, the inquiry is not reassessing Letby's convictions. It is looking only at institutional failures. Even inside the system, doubts are spreading, and one voice in particular shocked observers. Stephanie Davies, the senior coroner's officer who first flagged the suspicious cluster in 2017, now says she fears Letby may have been wrongly convicted. She admitted she only had 3 hours to review the cases at the time and later discovered missing medical details, like a procedure that could explain an infant's injuries. Her words echoed a Guardian editorial urging officials to confront the possibility of miscarriage of justice. Still, others insist the convictions are solid, and that reopening debate only prolongs families' pain. The Criminal Cases Review Commission will decide whether to refer Letby's case back to the Court of Appeal. If it does, we could see a retrial, or even a quash conviction. If not, the verdict stand, and Letby will die in prison. Meanwhile, the debate grows louder. Can expert evidence ever be truly reliable in complex medical cases? And what does it mean for trust in Britain's justice system if even experts disagree on whether murder occurred at all? The Lucy Letby case is no longer just about one nurse. It is about how we investigate deaths in fragile infants, how courts weigh expert opinion, and how institutions balance accountability with truth. So, what do you think? Was Lucy Letby a murderer, or a scapegoat caught in a perfect storm of tragedy and failure? Should the new evidence lead to a retrial, or do jury verdicts stand as a final word? Tell us your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want to follow every update in this story and others like it, subscribe to Medical Crime Files and turn on notifications, because this case is far from over.